Bad news. Bad news. The gays are fighting. 6 days later. The past week has been a blur. After Vang hit me and said the things he did, I feel like I'm just watching my life through a projector. Spent the rest of my weekend locked in my apartment, alone. I didn't message Stego Star, or even shitpost. I just didn't have the drive to. Instead, I laid in my bed and binge-watched old episodes of Adult Swim cartoons. And I most of them back to the number, but they're like a warm blanket. Always there to comfort me when things get tough. You're 18! Why do you have nostalgia for Adult Swim? Jesus. Like, I always love it when Anon is written, obviously, from the perspective of an adult who has not been in high school for 15,000 years and does not actually know what a teen is like. Those moments, don't comment on them often, but they're magical. They're magical when they come up. They're just the best. Not that this one's especially bad, it's just like, whatever, I understand what you're going for. But I've seen some that just make me laugh my ass off, where it's like, no actual teenager is that buried in the 90s in 2020. And fun fact, Snoot Game and Wandi kind of have that, especially Snoot Game. Definitely has some 90s vibes to it. Fang hasn't been, I mean, to be fair, it is the summer that never ended. Fang has been to school all week Fang hasn't been to school this week so far. I mean, Fang hasn't been to school all week this far. I was surprised not to see him on Monday in science, but I guess that makes sense. He didn't come to school after the concert either. Makes me cringe to think what I did on Saturday that affected him as much as the concert did. I just hope he's okay. With him gone and my face bruised, the school has run rampant with the rumors of what happened. Wherever I went, I swore I could hear people whispering gossip about me. But like rock bottom all over again. I've heard everything from asking him out to calling him a faggot as an explanation for my bruises. I mean, Anon, you have plausible deniability. Everyone probably thinks that about them already. But you, I mean, you got to see with Sage, though. Sage is probably pretty public, so at that point, it's... Once you can deny, the second time, it's like, my man, either you have whatever the hell the gays want, or you are one. And you're just kind of downplaying it. I'm just saying, there's a limit to how much you can deny shit before people start to get theories, no matter how much it's true or not. But on that note, I do kind of like it. If we're going with this instead of Trish outsing him, works great. Love it a lot. Especially because, listen, as a bully, if someone is just gay, and that's like that's not great. But if someone doesn't want people to find out, that adds that spice. Makes you want to bully him extra hard. Just like, oh, it's like Raptor Jesus served me a plate of kick-ass. And I'm all out of kick. And where were we? I forgot to... I always love it when I forget to turn on looping. It's the best time of the day. It'll blow over soon. High school drama like this usually fizzles out quite quickly. I mean, that concert thing blew over in like a week. Plus, they announced Valentine's Day dance over the intercom last period yesterday. Why not yesterday during last period? Why are you stacking so much? So maybe that will shift some focus off of me. The best thing I can do is to try to sink into the background. Everyone forget about me and my stupid bruised face. At least today's Friday, I assure myself, and the weekend's finally within grasp. I still have garden club pitch work, though I can't really complain. Rose has been pretty light on me since what happened Saturday. The past week, I've just been weeding. Wait, hold on, one thing I need to quickly figure out. I thought he was only set for a week. We're like 6 days later. Yeah, I'd be doing it for a week. It's been a week. And it's been I mean, I guess. If it's 6 days later, it's a Friday, so technically. But that is a fucking stretch if you started on Saturday, because schools usually run on 5-day schedules like that. Come on, man. They can't just invade in your weekend like that. Although, I guess, whatever. I just feel you're being a little weird there, man. Just extend the deadline on the other one. If you're willing to retroactively fix things, to go for it. I still have garden club bitch work, though I can't really complain. Rose has been pretty loud on me since what happened on Saturday. The past week, I've just been weeding. She even let me work without a partner when I asked. She'd come by and talk sometimes, say with Sage and Stella. So, let me put my beans down. Rosa is fine with the gays. Rosa might be like a Latina, and she's very heavily Catholic inspired, but at this point, if she is homophobic, does not make sense. She is friends with Sage and comforting of Anon at this point. If she's homophobic, that's just like, how did you miss the 3 people in your life? I mean, she's not a major character, so who knows, but you know what I mean. I know they're trying to cheer me up, but I'm not ready. To be honest, I feel that if you want to write a story about a gay, you should definitely go with, like, I'm finally making friends, and then one of them immediately is against it. I know that Rosa's, like, the easy mark for that. But I think I think you could shift it onto Naomi, right? I think there's a really fun argument to make that Naomi freaks out over this. She's like, wait, no. No, you're not supposed to kiss him. You're supposed to be friends. Jesus, why are you making things worse, Anon? I needed a straight guy, not a gay guy. Like, I really would like that angle of, like, Naomi is trying to actually get a friend, not a gay guy. Not make Fang weird, as it were. I just feel there's an element there that goes untalked about. Also, I always felt that Fang going for androgyny had a lot more to do with Fang's hatred of their internalized misogyny, they used to call it, and a lot less to do with, like, specifically the non-binary stuff. Like, the non-binary stuff was to move towards masculinity. It was not necessarily to be non-binary. So I feel that Fang that's male might just stay male. Because I got a fun thing for you. A lot of men, when they're like, I'm not going to be a man anymore, they become trans because being a man fucking sucks! And that's why most of them are like, I'm going to be trans. Because, let me tell you, man, I've been told a lot of bad stories about, like, how men are expected to ask and how men will fuck your life over if you don't man enough. It's, what are you doing, man? Just be fucking normal. Stop doing this fucking manifestation thing where you're terrified of the fact that you want to suck a woman's penis. I've already messed up one friendship. I'm not ready to start making new ones. Still, sweeter than to try. I mean, I appreciate that you say that, but, like, if someone comes to comfort you after you've just fucked up big time, friendship. That's a friendship. Stop pretending it's not. Stella tried to talk to me about whatever anime she's been watching, and I do my best to feign ignorance about her Chinese animations. So Adrian, on the other hand, has decided to fatten me up by by setting aside desserts for me to take home after meetings. He even made some cookies shaped like humans yesterday. Maybe I'll check out the bakery with him sometime. No, Anon, you just make the same. Jesus, just hook up with Sage. He's so cute. It's perfect. Just, please. I need this ship so bad. And it's better to be alone, I mutter to myself as I walk uphill both ways. Wind and snow. To school. I always got the impression that school was mostly level, but whatever. Because otherwise a noodle legs like Anon would not be doing that without complaining. I've just been walking to school this week since, there's no particular reason to be there earlier anymore. I mean, didn't you get like a $30 allowance? This will work out. I even spent some money on Hoyts recently for my apartment, but no more getting up earlier to jog. Still, as I arrive, I scan through the crowd gathered at the stairs for the off chance I might see him. Still, no luck. He's probably still at home anyway. I'm surprised, right, that this happened, and Trish hasn't tried to strangle you to death yet. Why hasn't Trish done something? I guess the idea that for Trish, this is like, great, you're out of the picture. But shouldn't Trish still try to kick his ass for trying? I walk over and bump myself onto the bench by the stairs. I come here a lot. I need to fix my life, because every time I show up here, I don't care if this one breaks. I sit down to stab my shoes for a moment. I feel the weight of the bench shift as someone sits down next to me. "Oh, you holding up, Anon?" Naomi asks quietly with a small smile. I haven't seen the tangerine Tsar since Friday. But I've no doubt she already knows every little rumor that's happened. About what's happened. Hell, Asa probably already told her everything already. Damn, I hadn't even thought about how he feels about all this. He might beat the shit out of me if he sees me right now, and I don't blame him. But why is she here? Not great. I'm sure you heard about what happened between me and Fang. Why do you say to me and Fang? You're not both subjects. One of you did something, and the other one did something too. Look, I'm just saying, man, it's not something that happened to you. It's you. Naomi's smile falters as a concerned look as her tail idly drags against the grass. Oh, that's holy shit! It's an expression that shifts into another one. How neat! Instead of just flat determinations. I've heard about things. I'm not sure how much is true, but none of it sounds good. If I'm gonna have to be honest with you, Anon. Didn't Asa tell you? I'm pretty sure Fang would have told him everything. Naomi's face flinches slightly at the mention of her boyfriend. She starts to play with the hem of her shirt as she speaks. A nervous quirk, which at this point you can just call out. Nasser doesn't really know about what happened either. Fang hasn't told him at all about since Saturday. He's locked himself in his room most of the week, and is giving Nasser the silent treatment. I can't help but wince at hearing that. Fang has shut himself off from everyone, and it's all because of me. I wasn't gay enough. If only I'd sucked dick, maybe problems could have been solved. I do feel that that's kind of the problem, right? Is from Fang was like, oh no, it's someone I like. And oh no, it turns out he wasn't actually into me, he was just pitying me. And I know that can hurt. I think that also would happen in the... I mean, as a gay person, especially in a setting that is explicitly homophobic, at least to some extent, that's kind of worse. What was that? I must have bought it because of me. What was that? Damn it, I must have muttered the last part out loud. I took a deep breath to calm my nerves. I don't really want to tell Naomi about all this, but maybe it will help to tell someone to get it off my chest. You know? Do you want me to do you want me to tell you what happened? Naomi shakes her head. Yes, Eagle. It's again. How has nobody pointed this out to him yet? This mistake keeps getting made. Come on! How does this not get picked up by anyone? Ugh. This is why I don't care about the comments anymore. If they don't pick up on shit... Like, if you're not gonna tell me that I'm obviously, like, committing a language faux pas. Fang freaked out at me after I told him I was at the concert. She covers her mouth, acting like it was the most shocking revelation she's ever had. After he screamed at me for a bit, he stomped off. I tried to follow him, but he hit me before I could say anything, and he just left. I quietly explained, subconsciously touching the spot where he hit me. Naomi looked completely shocked by my story, but not at all disgusted. If anything, it looks like she feels bad for me. Weird. Again, I feel of all people, Naomi would be the most resistant to this, because I always kind of read Naomi as being this kind of perfectionist, kind of Asian-coded to at some points, with the dress and everything, and how the school promised that maybe she's just appropriate, I don't fucking know. But I always like the idea that Naomi is, how to put it, she's more conservative, and that's why she's, like, that's what she's actually trying to achieve with Fang, is to get Fang to stop being weird. But on the other hand, you could just be like, she's doing that because she doesn't want anyone to distract from her moment. And so Fang blending into the background as Lucy is the best move she can make. Also, you know, Nasser. Weird. Before I can say anything, Nasser throws her full weight into a hug, nearly toppled over and off the bench from the sudden tackle. You poor thing! And Naomi coos loudly as she squeezes me in her arms. I swear to Raptor, Jesus, she's trying to break me in half. After half a second, she actually lets up. Sorry, Anon, I went a little overboard. She timidly admits as she blushes. But I'm sorry to hear that. You were really good friends with Fang, she assures me, and I just frown in response. Yeah, we're good friends, bitterly. Holy shit, you did it. Although I personally recommend going for single apostrophes, because otherwise it looks like you're closing your actual quotes. And I know that's confusing. I don't know what makes sense. I just go with that because it works for my gut. Again, I don't think there's too many hard and fast rules anyway. I bitterly remarked, causing it a frown. Fucking, you don't have to be a dick to her, too. You're not really a dick to her. I mean, you're correcting her aggressively, but it's not being a dick. Bit snide, maybe. Naomi bites her lip as she thinks about what she's going to say next. Look, Anon, I don't know exactly what Fang's friendship meant to you, but you were both better for it. Naomi's phone buzzes, and she stands up from the bench. I have to go now. But if this is really eating at you so much, I think you should try talking to him. She suggests before flashing me a charismatic wide smile. Why is it charismatically wide? That's a weird way to describe the width of something. Bye, Anon! She gleefully exclaimed, before skipping away like she hasn't a worry in the world. It's like she just flipped the goddamn switch. But she is right. She should at least try to talk to Fang. Just not now. I'm not ready. Plus, it's not like he's here or anything. Holy shit, he's here. Right before the late bell for the third period, Fang walks into science class. He looks different, though. He's always dressed sort of like a punk, but today he's more colorful. His hair is dyed a light pinkish purple. He replaced the skull necklace with a bow of the same shade. The normal shredded black jeans and tack top are gone. He's wearing a short black dress with matching knee-high boots. Wow. Sage's fashion advice, I do not trust. That's all I'm saying. I have no idea how he got all that, or why his parents let him leave like school wearing that. I think that Fang made the smart move and packed it into a backpack and has a change of clothes on them somewhere. I'm just saying that's how you do it. There's a slight shift in the room as he takes a seat. Nobody says anything, but you can definitely feel the people have taken notice. As class starts, I look over to get Fang's attention. He doesn't look away from me, but he doesn't acknowledge me either. It's like I don't even exist to him. When the teacher ends his lesson for the day and we have a few minutes left, I consider walking over to him, but I think it's just not time yet. As the bell rings, we flow into the classroom. On my way to my next class, I get stuck in the crowd behind Fang. He doesn't react to my presence, still acting as if I wasn't there. Oh no, don't tell me he's doing that fucking silent treatment thing. That makes more sense when Fang was a girl. Although, admittedly, I have done this a lot. So I guess it's a guy thing, probably. As much as we walk through the hallway, I can feel the eyes from different students shift toward him. And by proxy you, since you're in proximity and people know the rumors. At this point, it's only going to get worse. People are going to be like, wait, Fang was a girl? That'd be funnier. That'd be so fucking funny. The other students seem to take a wide breath. The wrong breath. I think there's a DHTH in there, right? No, it is breath. There's just a D missing. BREHDTH. Neat. From him, and start to whisper about his change in appearance. You know, listen, if I was like in the gremliness mood, right, I would totally go with it's actually a gender swap that has happened in real life. For the just like no audience would accept this. They would all freak out, and it's unacceptable. But it'd be so funny. At some point, I need to write some of this gonzo bullshit. Or was I? Can't make any of it out, but that ain't even encouraging. Despite the whispers, Wang continues to walk forward, like he doesn't even notice them. But he has to, right? This has to be getting under his skin. He's acting like it's not bothering him at all. At the concert, he was already screaming and yelling, and now it's weird. It's very, very weird. The next two classes drag on with nothing interesting happening, but at least it's lunch now. During lunch, I don't go to theater anymore for obvious reason. You mean the it's not really a theater, is it? It's an auditorium. It's not really meant for theater specifically. I don't know if there's really difference in that or if that's human categorization bullshit. I haven't returned to sitting with Naomi and Nasser either. I know that would be horrifically awkward, and I don't think I'm ready to see Nasser yet. Instead, I decided to fulfill a promise I made. Can I try one Anon? Judy meekly points to my pack of Oreos. A sign, handle the whole pack. Yeah, for the past week, I've been sitting with Judy and Wendy at lunch. They were the... Hold on, we need to... There. You know, this thing sounds somber, but when it picks up with some of the milder instrumentation, it doesn't... It feels more contemplative, you know? Like, it's already done, the somberness is gone, and all that remains is reflection. They were the only ones I could think of that will ever see me, and they wouldn't have too many questions. I'm sure they both know I'm here, but they at least have the tact not to ask. Judy does at least. Why don't you just ask me about my thoughts on the glowies instead? I look over to the past. Judy distributes my pack of Oreos between the two of them. Can I try a soup, Judy? I ask. She never gets anything from lunch. From the lunch line. Instead, bring packed lunch from home. It's always weird foreign food, too. I guess someone else makes it. Her face turns red. She flushes with embarrassment. No, Anna, I've already eaten from this. Judy bashfully explains. If you were to have some, you might ingest some of my venom. Judy's tail nervously swishes sideways. Wait, you have venom? Like a snake? I ask, caught off guard. Comparing it to a snake was probably not the most tactful thing to say, but I genuinely had no idea that some dinosaurs are poisonous. Do they have to register as living weapons? Damn, Raptor Jesus really gave Meteodons all the cool abilities. The only thing I have going for me is that I don't need 2 layers to go outside right now. Yeah. She fishes something out of her hoodie pocket. Looks something like an EpiPen. I have to carry an EpiPen with me, an EpiPen of empty venom everywhere I go, just in case I have another accident. I have to, like, legally, Anna, I legally can't go home, leave home without this. When I do, I immediately have to get a refill. Judy adds with a shy, toothy smile. Holy shit, she has teeth! Holy shit, does she have teeth? Some sort of a hedgerow wyneel tightly packed to get... Oh, Jesus, that's terrifying. That's cool, I guess. I guess that's white soup. I don't know what else to say to escape this quicksand of a conversation, but thankfully when he comes to the rescue with a question for Judy about the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service. Thank you, Raptor Jesus. You really work in mysterious ways. With the 2 Raptor girls engrossed in their own ramblings, I was able to enjoy my lunch in relative peace and quiet. As I finish eating the rest of my lunch, I scan over the crowded lunchroom idly when something catches my eye. The dead center of the cafeteria, Fang and his band are sitting down. What the hell are they doing here? They're just sitting and having their lunch like everyone else, but why are they here? Did they get kicked out of the theater? Doesn't sound like something Spears would do. But I don't know, maybe some other teacher threw a fit. As I watched them from the other side of the lunchroom, I noticed some of the other students are doing the same. Steven looks over at Fang before going back to talk with their friend. I was really outwardly mocking him like at the concert. People never talking. Because of the concert, there was a degree of, like, you could kind of get away with it. I think out here in the lunchroom, the odds of you escaping Spears are minimal. God damn, what is going on? I think someone's having a conversation. Yeah, someone's having a conversation. Fuck me. He's trying to regress. Set my phone to silent. It says smart. Answer it. What you want? What you staring at, Anon? Wendy asks, taking a note of my distant stare. She looks over to where I'm looking and frowns at me. They're wearing that dress again, Judy. They point out Fang to Judy, who also frowns at seeing them. Wait. Fang has worn that dress before? Wendy nods. Yeah, a couple of times before you got here. She answers idly before remembering something. The first time I happened to got to a catfight with a girl who has to wear something more appropriate. I saw the whole thing. It was awesome. She adds with a maniacal look in her eye. Just the one. Actually, I forgot if she's it's totally plausible, and I forgot. I just hope they're feeling okay, Judy quietly asks. She plays with her tail as she talks. They've been through a lot, and recently they seem to be doing better until... She trails off as she realizes what she's been implying. Judy's face turns red and quickly turns back to me. Not that you've done anything wrong, Anon. She quickly blurts out, but I know the truth. I let her sigh and raised my hand for her to stop. No, it's okay. I quietly assure her. A lot of quietly. I don't feel like explaining that what happened again. I'm just turning back to looking at my empty plate. I spent the rest of my lunch period in awkward silence, as no one really wanted to continue the conversation. When the bell finally rings, I get up and leave quickly, without saying goodbye. I march towards my next class, inwardly steeling myself for seeing Fang again. Hopefully it goes as smoothly as science did, but even still, I'll let out another sigh. I don't think I'll ever have what I did with him again. While still walking over to the lunchroom, I feel something scaly coil around my leg. Makes me voluntarily flinch and turn around to see who grabbed me. To my surprise, it's Wendy. Alone. I frown at seeing the single puppet pal. Where's Judy? She frowns, annoyed. That was my first question. She's back in class, but I wanted to give you something. It's a pipe bomb. I heard that if you put it near Harry Potter's, it blows them up real good. There aren't any Harry Potters here. How does this help? I don't know. Get creative. When he takes off a backpack and opens it, Cyan our dozen hand-stitched puppets haphazardly stacked on top of each other. As I look through them, I come to an unsettling realization. Several of them look like people I've seen around school. Like their own little voodoo doll collections for themselves. It's a little cute and a little creepy. She starts to fish around in there, frantically looking for a puppet in particular. When she finally sees a prize, she smiles and snacks it. It's two puppets, one that looks at me and one that looks like, I guess, Fang. Before I could say anything, she shoves the pen to my chest. Here, they're yours now. Judy wanted to give to you, but you couldn't build up the nerves to do so. She nonchalantly explains like there was nothing weird about making puppet versions of your friends without fucking asking them or telling them at all. I stutter in place, try to say something, but come out speechless. Too many questions are circling my head about this whole situation. Just jam my whole thought process. It's all I'm able to put together. And when he seems to be oblivious to my confusion, and just smiles broadly. Well, I gotta get to class before the light bell. See you tomorrow, Anon. Isn't it Friday? Isn't it fucking Friday? When? Where? She cheerfully wished me goodbye before packing the things up. I flip my backpack over to the front and stuff them inside. I don't want anyone to know that, though I do get a second look at myself. Why didn't they give this puppet eyes? I shudder a little thinking about it before zipping up my backpack and trying my best to forget the whole encounter. Women. I'm a misogynist. I can be one because I never intend to marry a woman. I feel so bad for all those fucking assholes who are misogynists but still want to fuck one. Ha ha, those losers. Why don't they just date men? Cut them out of your life entirely. So many problems solved by default. And he says that loudly walking down the hallway, and everyone's like, you know what, he's 100% right, and they nod along sagely, and then they clap, and they give him the key to the city. Whatever it is, I finally get to the music class and shuffle to my seat. Unsurprisingly, Fang's already there, in his normal spot. I somehow doubt they're going to bring him the seat over. Focus on your homework, Anon, the class will be over soon enough. As I bury myself in there, I try to ignore the world. Despite my best efforts, I occasionally glance over at Fang. It looks much the same as he did at luncheon and in science class. He's holding this posed, stoic look on his face as he quietly writes in his notebook. Oh shit, it's the death note! I can't believe I'm dying! Unlike me, he can seemingly ignore everything else going on and return to his little... Oh, he's autistic. Hell, he hasn't even glanced in my direction the entire day, let alone this class. I feel like I should go over and say something. What do I even say? Sorry? Thought that's gonna cut it at this point. Plus, he's made it abundantly clear he wants nothing to do with me. The left-hand side of my chest quinces as I remember how Fang hit me the last time I tried to smooth things over. If this is really eating you so much, you have to clear the air yourself. This isn't Wani Gator, Naomi. Wrong advice. Naomi's advice echoes in my head again, but maybe she's right. I should try to talk to him again, even if it doesn't work out. At least then I know I tried, and won't have to play coulda, shoulda, woulda for the rest of my life about this. don't play with Moscow. Although the order isn't proper for that. Because it's must, and then should, and then could, and then would. I shouldn't do it now, but though, there's a real possibility he might make a scene again, and I don't want everyone else to see that. Maybe I can catch him alone before he leaves for the day. Natsa drives him here, so he has it over to the parking lot sometime before he leaves. That's it, Anna. You have a plan now. All the prayers to Raptor Jesus works out. Raptor Jesus has been on your side a lot lately, man. Why be Christian if Jesus just gives you everything you want anyway? Just free of charge. And Jesus is fucking snoozing. But what the hell? Playing a little Baldur's Gate 3, and it's crazy how good this game is. Imagine how great it'd be if they used an actually good rule set like 4th edition. Spent a lot of time in the lab on this one crafting a take to make a certain kind of nerd mad enough so they can have a heart attack. Despite all the menuing you do in it, Vangers is parkour. What an idea! Odds are you don't even know what Vangers is. It's a fucking weird-ass, like, Eastern European, Russian-esque game about bugs on planets, but it's a simulation, or what was it? I forgot. Where were we? Okay. The rest of music class and study hall zooms by as I anticipate my meeting with Fang. Even though I'm just sitting idly, my heart feels like it's pumping a million miles a minute as I think about what I should say to Fang. And worry about whatever's going to throw a punch at me again. Finally, the bell rings and we're released from the classroom. I weave through the congested hallways as quickly as I can to get to the parking lot. I only have one shot at this, and I need to make it work, goddammit. I bust out the door and make my way to this parking lot. Student parking lot. Student parking lot. Have you said it more than twice? Because at that point I'm going to start laughing. Just twice, but in really awkward proximity. I've seen it a few times before he's dropped off Fang. It's a muscle car, but it's old as shit and starting to rust. It's kind of weird. I always feel like we meet Fang's parents by this point. Nasa loves the damn thing like it's his firstborn child. He even got custom nameplates for it. It's a little obsessive, but I get it. Sometimes I miss my ratty old truck I used to drive around. Why do you have a car? You're poor. That's your dad's truck at best. After a moment of searching, I spotted my prize. It's parked in the fire back now, but it's unmistakably Nasser. And just like I thought, Fang is right there. It's with that Stego chick, though. But I can work with that. Alright, Anon. Easy parts done. Now comes the real test. Honestly, if it turns out that Fang is actually trans, and we're gonna roll with him being a girl, fuck if that's not again, way more interesting shit going on. This whole story is kind of lowballing it, with everyone is who they appear to be, and I hate it. Before approaching, I offer one last Hail Mary, silent prayer to Raptor Jesus, putting out some incense sticks for Buddha, and naturally, not eating pig today for for those two guys. Before taking one last deep breath and slowly letting it all out. Alright, Anon, showtime! I muttered to myself. With that, I take a first step forward, then another and another. Each step feels like deliberate defiance, as if everything in my mind skips to stop and walk away, but I can't! At least not yet. As I walk forward, I try my best to calm my nerves and appear relaxed. Keep my posture straight, hands by my side, balled into fist, and attempt to squeeze the anxiety out of my shaking hands. Before I know it, Fang and Stella get closer and closer to me. Even though I'm the one walking over, it feels like they're the ones slamming into me. They haven't even seen me yet. The two and Groves were talking to each other to notice my approach. As I get closer, I could finally make out what the pair are saying. Yeah, they put up a pretty big fight when they saw me wearing it. Oh, you didn't do the smart move? You went downstairs in a dress? Over here, Fang say as he sounds extremely annoyed about whoever they are. NASA, maybe? I don't know. I mean, NASA would probably... I mean, could he really do something about it? Stella wears a weak smile and gently pats his shoulder. Oh, that sucks. Wait, no. Hi, Anon. Oh, that sucks. Well, at least you got to wear it in the end, right? Fang asks, trying to assure Fang. Stella asks, trying to assure Fang. Stretches his wings agitatedly and sighs. Yeah, but what I should wear is my choice, you know, not my fucking mom and dad. He flaps his wings once quickly and startles Stella slightly. Sorry, I'm venting at you like this. It's just... Since he lets out a sigh instead of finishing a sentence. Instead of carefully pulls the deflated Taro Punk into a hug. Doesn't work. Again, doesn't fucking work. The P is silent. Fuck. What the hell did I do? You already know. I thought they'd be talking about anime or some bullshit, not have a therapy session in the parking lot. My face flushes with embarrassment. I feel like I've been walking into a very personal thing I wasn't supposed to hear. I can't go over to them now, not in the middle of whatever this is. I should just go and come by tomorrow when he's not in the middle of pouring out his frustrations on someone. But before I can walk away and leave, the worst possible thing happens. Fang looks up from the embrace and spots me over Stella's shoulder. His face pales, his eyes expand into huge amber pools. That is a terrible way to describe someone's eyes. You can't be flattering. Call them orange, something more fucking neutral than amber, which is used exclusively to be like, oh man, so beautiful amber eyes. Anon? Oh, fuck. Fang pushes himself off of Stella, who immediately yelps for the sudden break in context. What are you doing here? Fang asks. Venom dripping from his tone as he takes a defensive stance. Stella finally sees me and panics as well, his tail going taut and pointing upwards. Not taunt. Taunting is a different thing. You're talking about taut, like a rope. Well, fuck. It's going much worse than I thought it was going to happen. This is going so much worse than I ever thought could happen. My hands grasp for something to say, but I can't get the words to come out. Tell me why you hung out with me. What? Well, you know, I just wanted your money. I know marrying up in the world. You know, you're so rich, bitch. I blurted out, surprised with the sudden question. Fang lets out a low, predatory hiss that makes my skin crawl. I said, tell me why you really hung out with me. Did Nasser put you up to it? Or did you just think I was a pathetic freak with no friends? He takes a few steps closer to me and speaks. As he speaks, and jabs a taloned finger into my chest. What? No. I'm just, you know. Then why did you do it? Tell me. I try to think of something to say, but my mind draws up a blank. Every time I try to put something together, I just stutter and putter out. You stall out is a great way to put it. I mean, I saw you at the, you know the thing, and I felt bad. You know, you're lying. I said, tell me the truth. I am. I blubber out. But Medima is unconvinced. He shoves me away from him, causing me to stumble and fall backwards. My God, this man falls over often. How do you run without falling the whole damn time? As I look up at him, and he just stares at me like he's stunned for what he just did. For a moment, looks like he's about to boil over in rage, but it never comes. His face starts to shift from a scowl to something else. Disappointment. It's not balls. I think it's balls as in, like, the orb. To balls something. Let's see if it's a verb. To squeeze something to a rounded shape. What about bawling? I think bawling is like crying, right? You're bawling your eyes out. To shout, to weep or cry, a loud, restrained shout. Yep, you're thinking of the wrong one. But these are the kind of details that you only know if you know English very well. Again, there are times where it feels like a literal translation. Like, this was translated directly, and other times it feels like someone who doesn't know English is writing in English. They are different, and they have different problems, but both show up. It's like someone who knows English a little bit better is, like, doing the translation steps so that... But doesn't... It's really weird. He's done what he just did. He balls his fists and lets out a loud, heavy sigh. Because I'm pretty sure the average, like, translation engine would pick up on stuff like this. Please, just tell me the truth, Anon. I am. Then just go then. But I wanted to. I said, go away! Fang snaps, his voice breaking as he yelps. He yells. He flaps his wing once before turning around and gets at the Nasser's car and loudly slaps. Who opened the fucking... Is Nasser here? Because otherwise, why is the door unlocked? Slow to get off the floor, my ass sore from falling on the hard asphalt. Honestly, by this point, my tailbone's broken. For a second, I consider walking over to the car window, but that's dashed away. It's pointless to keep trying at this moment. At this point. Well, there's Stella, mortified. I completely forgotten about her until she started talking. I need to go, she quietly says as her face flushes red. She walks away with her head down towards the gardens. As I watch her walk away, my eyes start to well up with tears. My mind processes what just happened. It's so Jover now. Forcefully rubbed the tears out of my eyes. I don't want to see me breaking down in the parking lot, crying like a little faggot. I proceed to break down and cry in the parking lot like a little faggot. Again, I get the self-deprecating humor, but I feel like if this is legitimately Anon's big breakdown moment, I feel like you need to emphasize that this is Anon, like, trying his best to cheer himself up more than anything. He's trying to be sassy, to cover up the pain, but it won't work. With my eyes full of tears, I leave the parking lot and make my way home. Jesus Christ, stop saying parking lot. For fuck's sake, stop saying parking lot! Fuck the gardening club. I'm not doing that right now, even if I can't stop crying. I don't care if Rosa or even Spears gets mad at me for ditching. I just need to leave right now. And so I do. I run out of the parking lot and onto the streets, wiping the tears and streaking down my face as best as I can. My breathing starts to hitch, and I force myself to take deep breaths as I making my way downtown. It feels like I ran through hours. You run! You should have some condition by this point, especially with the gardening club helping out, but it could have been more than 30 minutes. Eventually finish my run and go up my stairs to my shithole apartment. I quickly unlock the door, fling it open, walk in, slam it shut, throw myself on the bed, and cry. Through teary eyes, I pulled up my phone and opened Dino Cord. Stego, we need to talk. No, this is a cliffhanger. What a weird fucking scene. Rip Chad puppet, though. My goodness, this time Fang is quite annoying. Literally didn't give Anon a chance to talk or make things right, just full of negativity, and it's impossible. It's impossible to talk to him. Or for Anon to talk to him. Interextender should have reached out of the original chapter. I say I like this one more, it feels more different than the original. I'm worried about his friendship, to be honest. Taking away feelings from Anon towards Fang, they make it good friends, really. Even with Anon, I kind of see good intentions, frustrating, everything to do okay. Hopefully the eventual relationship isn't close yet, but the interactions to cook 3 chapters, maybe start dating. I don't know if dating makes sense. I don't consider Anon and Fang to actually be dating until after the doxing incident. We're 5 chapters away. Oh, we're gonna do that. We're doing that, huh? I kind of want to do the next oh god, this chapter's actually beefy. This chapter's got the beef! You know how people say bring home the beef? I might actually have to make my... I really, really want to keep it consistent that this entire thing is like 1 chapter per... Can I do it, though? Do I have the patience? 6,000 words, though! I need to limber up. I need to... My tongue. Rooftop confessions. Are you rooftop enough to confess to this gay man? Can you kiss him? Just kiss already! Come on!